Hey, misadventurers, it's Kat Kruger, your dungeon master at D20 Dames. Welcome to the podcasts of Wildemount. We're fortunate enough to be among a handful of podcasts that got an early look at the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount and the campaign setting created by Matthew Mercer for Critical Role. We're very excited to be able to play in this world and put our own little spin on things. We're also really incredibly delighted to be joined by special guest Kelly Knox. She's a freelance writer with bylines at Star Wars, IGN, DC Comics, Nerdist, and much more. The Dames rolled up new characters for this special one-shot, so without further ado, let's begin our misadventure. You are a few days outside Azarius on the hollowed path towards Roshana. The three of you are riding on moorbounders. They are sleek, black predators, panther-like except for their tusks. And you move through these fields of broken earth and muddy paths that weave around muggy swamps and corrupted forests. You are in the wastes of Joras. Can you each describe your characters?
My name is Jen, and I'm playing Vomer Bones. Vomer is a copper dragonborn wizard and has these big black robes with gold facetings and all sorts of small little ticks embroidered into the cloth, as well as a small bone mask that sits atop their crest. And if you get a peek under the robes, you might see something else, something terrifying. And is carrying a sort of large staff with a little and a little crystal and dagger. That's all I'll say for now.
I'm Brittany. I'm playing Anna Glaze, who is a hill dwarf rogue. She is wearing a cloak that has kind of embroidered on the back what looks like a window pane, because she is a window pane craftsperson.
Nice.
And her cloak right now is kind of her, she's like in uniform, you can consider it.
I wonder if there's a specific word for a window pane craftsperson.
It is glazier, which is why
Glazier.
her name is Anna Glaze. Yeah.
Nice.
So she is tan-skinned with a curly mop of dark brown hair, and she's very slight. I mean, she's a hill dwarf, but she's also like her personality is very slight as well. She's almost hiding in her cloak.
I'm Jess, and I'm playing Nulka, a turtle who has also a cloak, and hers is sort of draped around kind of like her front and side, almost like a more of a tunic than a cloak, and it is rainbow colors, just like shining right in your face, very loud. She also has a large shield that she carries over her shell that is decorated, sort of like carved with the face of a turtle. And you can't really see much of her because she's covered in this shield and cloak. But yeah, she is a turtle.
Amazing.
So 2 super cloaked people, and then 1 cloaked but with a window pane, so you can kind of see through them.
Lots of cloaks going on here.
Yeah, it's quite the sight, seeing these creatures riding on moorbounders in the middle of this swampy area. So the lot of you you're smugglers of sorts. You rob from those who are benefiting from the war and redistribute the wealth among those that are in need. They live in the pits area of the city of Azarius, and your cartel leader, Dogath, a bugbear, has received intel identifying Dwendalian spies in the area, and they are disguised as a merchant caravan. They're traveling through the area, and you have been tasked with relieving them of their goods.
Do we have info, like, if we're going to expect them at a certain time of day, or should we
You
surprise them?
you are on the hollowed path heading towards them. You know that they are going to be traveling down this path, but you have no more recent intel since leaving the city.
Are they coming from the other direction? Is that what we're
Yes.
planning to encounter them? I see.
Yeah, so you're heading east and they're heading west.
Anna Glaze, Nolka, do you want to hide somewhere along the tree line? Or maybe we do a feint of some kind? You can pretend to rob me and maybe appeal to their compassion.
Didn't we do that last time?
Oh, you're right. And Nolka got stabbed for it, I think. So.
Yeah. Got really badly infected that one.
I'd rather not get stabbed again if we have other options.
I mean, okay.
The hiding might be our best bet. Should we go a little further and pull off?
Yes.
And Vomer sort of nudges the moorbounder.
Go, Bristle, my beautiful steed.
Bristle is the name of yours?
Yes.
All right. So as you are trying to make these plans to hide in the crooked forest, you hear some screams down the path ahead.
Sounds like someone got to them first.
Oh, I hope not. This was going to be really easy. Shall we?
After you.
All right. Anna Glaze will throw her cloak kind of to hide her face and start like trudging forward towards the noise off of her moorbounder.
You're off of the moorbounder?
Yes. Did we not pull over? Are we still on the
Or were we still on the highway?
we're still not.
You're off the path, but you can get back on the path if you wanted to. Are you going to go by foot and leave your moorbounder here, or?
I was thinking of going by foot. Yes.
Okay. So you leave your moorbounder.
To be quieter.
Yeah. So you're going to stealth. What's everybody else doing?
Nolka has also dismounted her moorbounder and sort of like held out her cloak for a moment and like waved it and turned it completely dark, like dark colors that sort of blend in with the swamp, so she doesn't stand out so much, and is following behind Anna Glaze.
All right.
Also to stealth.
And Vomer?
Yeah, Vomer vaults off Bristle and with a little flip, and Bristle bristles at this, and she also goes into the stealth position. Her
right.
black cloak becoming one with the ground.
I'm also going to just quickly say, because I think Jess and I have the same item, I'm going to shake my cloak. Once Anna Glaze sees that Nolka changed her cloak, I'm going to shake my cloak as well, and the window pane turns to like a wagon wheel almost, and a wrench. And she's going to give Nolka a look like, fun little tricks we have, huh?
Yes. Great cloaks. Are we going?
Is this a fashion show and I was not invited?
You've seen us using these cloaks for...
Yeah, you could have gotten your own at the cloak shop. We bought them at the same place.
Yeah,
No, you're right. You're right.
We pointed them out. We showed you what they did, and you would no, I don't need one of these cloaks. You don't get to be mad about it now.
That is a terrible impression of Vomer.
All right, so you sneak ahead, and you are unnoticed. However, it is because there is a merchant caravan ahead of you. It fits the description of the Dwendalian spy caravan. However, they are engaged in combat. There are 5 quote-unquote merchants engaged in combat with what looks to be a blood hunter. And she is making short work of them. As you approach, one has already been felled, and she is taking swings at the others.
Quick, flip a coin. Who should we help?
Is there a third side for backing away slowly?
Certainly we're not going to help the people that we came here to rob, right?
I was just checking.
I mean, she seems to be doing fine. Do we need to help any of them?
Well, what if she's here to do the same thing we're trying to do? Everyone's our enemy in the end.
Yes, well, Doggis would not be happy if someone else relieved them of their goods.
As you're talking, another one of the Dwendalian merchants falls.
Okay, 2 down. If we just keep chatting here, we could...
Oh, I like this plan. We talk and wait, and then come in at the last moment and take her out. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
I believe I see a lot of men do this back at home.
Can we tell anything about her other than that she's a blood hunter? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to ask. Is there any
Is she
information
nice?
she's gleaned from her? Does she seem like she'd be fun to chill with?
Make a perception check.
Uh, 17.
What you can see from this distance is that this blood hunter has essentially entered into a rage and is sort of blindly attacking basically everything in sight. The Dwendalians are vastly outpowered, but they're still trying to make a stand.
I mean, she's definitely got this covered.
She also seems to be moving towards some of the wagons have been slightly overturned, and there are items that have fallen out of the wagon. So there's like barrels and such. But you also notice that there is this brassy orb that has it's spiked, and it has a number of insectoid legs made of swords. It's about 2 feet in circumference, maybe less. And the blood hunter appears to be making her way towards that specific item.
All right, Vomer's gonna slink over as well and try to nab it first.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that you want to put yourself in the... do your thing. This is going to be fine, I'm sure.
Oh, but also while doing that, rubs this odd-looking purple and gold ring on their finger and winks out of existence.
All right. So you're using invisibility to move forward?
Yes, I'm using a ring
All right.
of mine. Yeah.
So you move forward, and you there another one of the Dwendalians is cut down. So there are 2 left, and as this battle is happening, and the dirt beneath everyone's feet is getting a little bit bloody, you approach this sphere, and what do you want to do when you get there?
Vomer takes one of the sleeves of her cloak. She's actually got a double sleeve situation, you know? So and so that way she can slide the orb into the sleeve without it touching her scales.
It's 2 feet in circumference.
These are big sleeves, Kat. Like, okay, you hear her go, shoot. Audibly, oh, shoot again. 2 feet. Oh, yeah. Okay. She pulls out her staff and her crystal and dagger and tries to like, you know that game with the 2 sticks and a ball that you bop back and forth on the sticks?
Yes.
Nobody? Okay. Well, it's a game and it's a lot of fun, and jugglers do it. And so she sort of like picks the orb up with the staff and then the dagger this way.
All right, you need to make a strength test.
Oh, a strength check? Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. 12.
You, as you're trying to juggle with these 2 prods, you're not able to gain traction on it. So you sort of roll it slightly, and then on the inside you hear a mule.
Oh. Sound like a baby or a cat or something, some type of animal, I guess.
Make a survival check.
Everyone else can hear this mewling though, right?
You, because of the battle that's going on around, you're the only one that can hear it because you're right up close.
Okay, well, a 6 is a real good roll, I've heard, so...
Yeah, you're not sure.
Okay. She's gonna just, try to roll it towards the group constantly.
Is anyone noticing this happening?
Oh yeah,
Nulka and Anaglaze are just watching.
The blood hunter is still engaged with the spies, and the spies are sort of torn between fighting the hunter and trying to go back to this little sphere. What do the rest of you want to do?
I mean, I guess Nulka will try to help. Nulka has a glaive that she can... I mean, she's not going to try to do the stickball thing because that clearly didn't work. But sort of like stick the glaive out, like get closer and stick the glaive out and kind of try to like continue pushing it forward.
All right.
Like, so we're just doing this then? Sort of like a fun game.
I thought 2 minds would be better than 1, but here you're just sort of plussing mine, so...
I mean, do you know what this is? Do you know what's in it? Is there...
No, it was shiny, Nulka.
I mean, yeah, I like shiny things as much as the next turtle, but like it's not like you can keep this in your pocket.
I mean, we could keep it in a big pocket between us like a hammock.
I'm remembering now that I promised myself I was going to stop trying to have this conversation with you. Because I feel like everywhere we go, it's just this.
Make a hammock. Sleep in it.
Yeah, and there's the hammock part. Yes, this is all... It's like deja vu. This just happens so often.
Nulka, because you're not invisible, the enemies are very aware that that the sphere is being interfered with at this point. At first, they might have thought that it was rolling away of its own accord, but now their sights are set on you, and the spies sort of try to run toward you. The blood hunter takes an opportunity attack, and another one is felled. So there's only one spy left as it tries to make its way back to the sphere. And Nulka, do you want to make a strength check?
17.
All right, so you're able to start rolling this sphere back toward Anaglaze. Anaglaze, what is it that you're doing?
I was going to, or Anaglaze is going to take out a bag of ball bearings and put them on the ground before her to maybe speed up the process of the ball rolling.
Oh, nice.
Out of sight.
Okay. All right. So you have put the ball bearings underneath the sphere. You're rolling it along. Now that you're all close to it, you're hearing more mealing noises coming from inside. But then the final spy is downed, and the blood hunter calls out, "Stop there!"
No.
Couldn't be us. Just keep going. Keep going. Yes.
I need y'all to roll for initiative.
It's a 5 for Vomer.
That is a 1 for Anaglaze. Yeah.
I got a 5 as well.
My dex is 0.
Mine is higher.
All right. So...
Just
all right.
higher. Don't tell us what it is. Just higher. Keep that a mystery.
How very Jess of you.
Oh my. The blood hunter got a 20.
Of course she did.
All right. So Vomer, you are still invisible, right?
Yes.
The blood hunter lifts up her heavy crossbow and fires at one each at Anaglaze and Nolka. Anaglaze, the first one, 7, that misses, right?
Yep.
And Nolka, also 7. So,
Bonuses.
yeah. So she misses both of you. And Nolka, it is your turn.
All right. First, Nalka is going to use her bonus action she's going to cross her arms in front of her face and then sort of like push them away. And as she does, sort of like a shadow of herself steps forward, which also has a glaive, and she is going to attack. So first, she is going to attack with the glaive twice because I have 2 attacks. And I'm also going to use my luck to reroll that attack roll. So that is a 21 and a 16 to hit.
Those hit.
That is a total of 10 slashing.
Okay.
And then the shadow version of her also attacks.
Nice.
That's a 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Okay. Yeah, that was everything. So I used my bonus action to make my echo.
Very cool. So the blood hunter takes the hits and just sort of snarls down at you. Next, it is Volmer's turn.
Mm-hmm. All right. Vomer throws out her left arm, and if the sun is out, you catch a little bit of gold numbers written on her coppery scales. It's very beautiful and also very terrifying if you recognize what they are. And she twists her wrist and then goes,
"Know that you have too much to do with not enough time."
And a series of gold numbers appears around the well, I guess she has to make a wisdom saving throw, but a series of gold numbers appears around the head of the blood hunter.
All
She
right.
must make a wisdom saving throw.
She got a 9.
That's not enough, Vomer says to nobody. So the numbers, they start to interlock and create a crown around her head. As she is now under, she's charmed by me with the crown of madness.
All right.
So she must use his action before moving on each of its turn to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that I mentally choose. So I will be saying, don't hit Nulka.
All right.
Mentally.
Anaglaze, it is now your turn.
Anaglaze is going to walk forward a couple steps and address the Blood Hunter and say, hey, this is very exciting. Really happy for the work you've done here. I got a call that there was a wagon that is in need of repairs, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm caught up in something I shouldn't be here. I don't know who these jokers are either. I just, maybe I can just... And she's getting closer and closer to the Blood Hunter. Any reaction from dear Blood Hunter?
She is fully in like a blood frenzy. You could just see it in her eyes, and now she's gripping onto her great sword, and it looks like she's locked eyes on you because you've made yourself known to her.
Yep. Didn't really think this one through. Can I use I have a bonus action called Eye for Detail where I can make an investigation check.
Yep.
Can I do that?
Yeah, sure.
If there's anything around. 16.
What is it that you're what is it that you're trying to look for?
Basically, maybe this is actually more perception check, but I'm trying to see if there's a way to kind of calm the Blood Hunter down or get the Blood Hunter to I'm just trying to understand the Blood Hunter more, I guess.
I think with the Blood Hunter you might make a history check.
14.
You know what you know about Blood Hunters. You've heard the tales of them. They're just these legendary forces to be reckoned with. They're stalkers that have undergone these alchemical experiments to obtain power from monsters, and it allows them to track monsters better. But also they are known to basically kill first, ask questions later.
Got it. Blood Hunter, cool. Very cool. Again, the call was for a merchant wagon. Are these not merchants? Anything?
She says, "Give me the sphere and walk away."
Oh, sphere. Oh, sure. Yeah. Go ahead, take that. Again, I have no need for it. What is it? By the way, just curious. It's beautiful.
She's not going to answer.
Great. Well, now that I'm close and have done too many things for one action.
Keep going. I believe in you.
Do you have a bonus action that you would like to use? You could try to persuade her, but I think it would be at disadvantage because she's in a rage, in a frenzy.
Okay, let me try that. Let me just go
before
deeper.
Before you.
Yeah. I'm gonna just try to persuade her that this is all a misunderstanding. Oh, dear. That's a good roll, and that's a bad roll. No.
Oh, no.
So 9.
No, she's not buying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, do you want to attack her?
Nope. I'm gonna dash away. Dash away all.
All right. So, how far are you going?
Literally backing up to exactly where I was before. She's probably still looking at me, but I'm just not going to be so close.
Sure. So back to the sphere then?
Back to the sphere, basically,
okay.
Which is another bad idea. I think I have her right where we want her. She's real primed for you all. Or just one of you. Just you, Nulka. I think Vomer's still invisible. Is that true?
Yeah. I think so. How long does invisibility last?
With what I have, as soon as I cast the other spell, I became visible again.
Oh, okay.
I'm using a special little ring.
Ah, okay. So the Blood Hunter notices Vomer now.
Like in a hey, you're cute way, or
She notices that you. She pieces together that you were the one that charmed her, and she's not able to target Nulka. So she is going to target you, Vomer. And she's actually going to just step forward and swing at you with her greatsword. First one's a 26 to hit. Doubles that, so 226 to hit. That's 3. Okay, so her greatsword swings down at you, and the first one you get, she slashes across your midsection, and as it slashes down, it burns, and you take 10 slashing and 3 fire damage.
Oh, yikes.
And she does it again. And she makes an X pattern on the middle of your chest here, and she's that swing gets 5 slashing damage and 5 fire damage.
oh no, I'm passed out.
She's going to attempt to actually push past all of you to move forward to the sphere. So
Does my falling body trip her?
So Nulka and Vomer, you both have opportunity attacks on the Blood Hunter.
My Echo might also have an opportunity attack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know for sure, but I'm going to say it does.
Yeah.
That is an 18 and a 22 to hit.
Both hit.
11 and 4 slashing.
All right. And so she takes the damage, and again, because she's in this frenzy, it's like she barely notices, even though you know that she's bleeding. And Vomer, what would you like to do?
Again, Vomer is passed out, so
okay.
There's not much Vomer can do other than maybe trip people or absorb damage for someone else.
All right. So you're going to have to make saving throws when it gets to your turn. Yep. All right. Nulka, it is your turn.
All right. So this was fun. My friend is dying in front of me. And so is the Blood Hunter up on us now because she came for the orb?
Yeah.
So first Nulka's just gonna ask, so what exactly is inside of this thing? What do you want here?
She sort of glares over at you and just says, "There's a dangerous thing in there and it must be destroyed."
Dangerous in what way? What is it?
She just shakes her head. "What does it matter to you? I'll destroy it. If I don't, someone else will, or worse yet, corrupt its powers for their use."
I mean, corrupt its powers, so it's not dangerous right now, but would be if it were corrupted?
Don't twist my words. It's dangerous.
I'm not trying to twist your words. I'm trying to understand why we're fighting against each other. If there's a danger, that's something we'd be interested in. Interested in stopping, to be clear.
Then stand down and let me destroy it.
But I mean, it sounds like you're talking about a creature, not a thing.
She's getting very angry, and you can see that she, the next thing she's probably going to do is swing her sword down at the sphere.
All right, I guess I will just keep attacking. So I have my extra attack, so I can attack twice. That is a 19 and a 18 to hit.
Both hit.
And my echo is also going to hit. I'll just do them all at once. Oh gosh. No, that's a 10.
No.
That is 19 slashing.
So you slash at the Blood Hunter. She takes this damage, barely noticing it, but she's very bloody at this point. Vomer, you need to make a saving throw.
Excellent. I don't add anything to that, right?
No, just a straight
Cool.
20.
Aha, 13.
All right, you save. Yes. Anna Glaze, what would you like to do?
Oh, dear.
And you recall Vomer's words.
If I ever die, make a beautiful stained glass of my face and carry me with you always.
Always.
For a moment, Anna Glaze is thinking about the different colors of glass she'll need. Just having a little bit of a moment away. But she'll come back and she will pull out her rapier and start walking towards the Blood Hunter and say, okay, I lied. These are my friends. Sorry about that. It doesn't seem like you're backing down, so I just sorry. And will attack the Blood Hunter with her rapier.
All right. Make your attack.
I tried. 15 to hit?
Does not hit.
Gosh darn it.
Do you have a bonus action?
I don't have one that makes sense because I didn't do the attack good. Well, I'm just going to stand down then.
All right. So it is the Blood Hunter's turn. And she swings down at the sphere.
I have a thing,
Okay.
protection, so that like while I have a shield and basically she gets disadvantage on her attack roll.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. Sorry that I did not see that in time enough to save
Is that
Homer.
is that a magical effect?
No, it's just a reaction that I have.
Okay. All right. So disadvantage. So she swings down, and for whatever reason, it seems like there's like a force or something that stops her from actually hitting the sphere, and she swings wide, and it taps onto one of the legs, and when it does so, you can hear the mewling again, and this sphere opens up, and who is closest to the sphere right now?
Is it Vomer's face?
Probably since I just like dove for Milka just dove for it to try to stop her from hitting it. She is closest.
All right. So it opens up and you see a creature inside. And Kelly, I would like you to describe your character.
So inside, you see a very small tabaxi cub. She's barely as big as Anna Glaze. She's pretty small. She's got light brown fur with white, and she's got a few black freckles on her face. And you can kind of see she's got a tattered brown robe on, and her ears are down. She's pretty scared.
Somebody awake, say something.
You're trying to kill that? It's so it's beautiful. What? But why?
It's dangerous. You don't even understand.
It looks scared.
It should be.
And the cub's looking all around. It's not sure what's happening, so she sees Nulka in front of her, and all of a sudden she just kind of stares at her.
Cool. Milka just very quickly, not her action, will sort of reach into her shell and pull out her pet. She has an Almirage pet. And just sort of hand it to the cub as a way to be like, all right, you calm this kid down while I take care of this.
She takes it and hugs it, but just keeps staring at you.
Cool. The Almirage is like nuzzling her, and she gets it. Her Almirage gets it and is like, yeah, I'll keep this cub calm.
So the Kelly's character, which I will refer to as the cub, she.
Sorry.
She. You also notice that Vomer is passed out. She looks very injured, and I'm actually going to stick you in initiative here. So if you want to do something, you can do so now.
Is she stuck inside the orb, or is she out completely?
It's just opened up like a little hatch.
Okay.
So you're still in there safely hugging your Almirage. You could reach out basically to touch Vomer if you wanted to.
Okay. She's going to stretch out her little paw because she sees Vomer there on the ground. And she's going to cast Life Transference. So that's, I roll 4d8, and she gets 9 hit points back.
All right, so Vomer, you wake up and you see this little cub staring down at you, and her paw is touching yours. You feel this flow of energy of this life force entering your body, but you also see that the cub seems like she's a little drained from it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, friend. I feel so much better now. How are you?
She tilts her head, but her ears come up now.
Nolka, what would you like to do now?
I mean, I guess just keep attacking the blood hunter since she wants to kill the cub.
Yes.
And we, obviously, as bounty hunters, or whatever it is that we are, have to keep the cub safe. It's our creed. All right.
It's the way.
This is the way. Yeah, she's gonna, her usual attack. So that is a 21 and 18 to hit.
Both hit.
And the echo as well, a 13 to hit.
13 does not.
Okay. That is 23 slashing.
All right. Describe what happens when you swing down on the blood hunter. Are you going to kill the blood hunter or...
So after the first slash, and she sees probably the blood hunter start to like seriously falter, instead of like slashing exactly with the next one, she's just gonna like hit their head to try to knock them out, I guess.
All right. So the blood hunter collapses basically in a very bloody heap and is passed out next to the
There's
sphere.
your blood hunter. Sorry, too soon.
Too soon.
Just saying, I did find it. You spent all this time hunting it. It's right there. It was inside you the whole time.
All right. So we're falling out of initiative now. What would you like to do with the blood hunter?
Tie her to a tree. Just like wrap her around the trunk.
All right. You can very easily do that.
Vomer would like to search her pockets, because if this blood hunter didn't realize she had blood inside her all along, maybe she's just carrying a message about what she was supposed to do as well.
All right, so Blood Hunter just has her weapons on her. So she's got a great sword, a heavy crossbow, and she's got some spell casting components. And you do see a directive talking about the Dondelian spy caravan traveling through the area, and instead of being tasked with relieving them of their goods, the Blood Hunter was tasked with killing a target contained within a Gearkeeper construct. The note alludes to the fact that the Spider Queen is after this target.
Vomer relays all this information to
The Spider Queen. That sounds very interesting.
Is that someone that we would know who that is?
Same question.
Let's do a history check.
Nope, never heard of her.
And they say it's interesting because I know a lot and I wrote my dissertation on her.
21
Oh my
for
God.
Anaglaze. Sorry.
And this was my
Anaglaze
mentor.
has sources, okay?
All right.
Did you say you have eyes everywhere?
I do not.
Vomer, what did you get?
15.
Yeah, so you and Anaglaze know that the Spider Queen is Lulz. She has a network called the Children of Malice that sort of lurk in the shadows. Even in the city where you live, they have infiltrated the Kryn dynasty, and they are plotting revenge.
While you're talking, the cub is kind of batting around the ball bearings that were on the ground.
Molka would also like to just explore what's left of the caravan to see if there is anything valuable that we can take.
You can let's make a survival check.
13.
All right. You notice there's a lot of food supplies here, so you would have enough rations for quite a while if you wanted to take some of that. Other than that, it's pretty innocuous. It seems like the main thing that they were transporting or trying to transport into the city was this sphere. As you're sort of looting through the caravan, you all feel this thunderous bang, and it shakes the earth, and all of a sudden you hear growling, and you see your moorbounders take off to the east.
Oh, no.
No, Bristol, no!
Oh, time to get going, I guess.
Nolka, you feel a little paw on your leg as the cub was clearly scared and grabbed onto you for comfort.
Nolka will sort of reach down her big hand, offering the cub to get up in it so she can pick her up.
She goes in.
Nolka sort of lifts the cub and her pet Almirage up to kind of where her neck meets her shell, so you can kind of tuck yourself in right there, protected by her shell.
All right. What are you doing next?
I'll just sort of looking back at the other two, all right, we're leaving now, right? Clearly something is happening here, and I want no part in it.
Yes, let us go.
There's really nothing we can bring back to Doggeth? Really? Nothing?
Oh, yeah, I guess Nolka would have tried to grab, containers of food or whatever.
I feel like the thing he wanted was our cub friend.
I mean, probably, but no reason to waste all of these food rations, right?
Yes, let's grab their identification as well, so it'll be a burden for them.
Are you heading east to catch your moorbounders then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. As you do so, you all notice that the sphere kind of rolls along with you.
Convenient.
Eventually, as you head east, what comes into view is let's have everyone do a history check.
An 8.
Oh my gosh. Nat 20.
Nice.
18.
So Anna,
I'm like,
Anna Glaze and Nulka, and I think Nulka, like, you probably didn't even need to make this check. You see a ginormous tortoise. It is what you know to be a horizon-back tortoise. It's basically got this housing built on its back, and it's very scaly and has like sharp points all over it. But it is resting now. It seems like it's if it was a ship, it's moored. And you suspect that is the noise that you heard that spooked your moorbounders. You notice that there are goblins aboard its back, and they have captured your moorbounders and are they've got them roped up and are pulling them up onto the back of the tortoise.
Oh. How high off the ground are the moorbounders?
That is a good question. This is it's gargantuan, this creature, so I'm gonna say 60 feet off the ground at this point.
Oh, okay. Don't cut the ropes. They won't live.
Yeah, thanks.
So that means that those goblins are even higher up.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we going after our moorbounders? Or are we just gonna take the L on this one?
Put an F in chat for this one.
well, I didn't name mine because I, feared this might happen. But Foamer?
I want to go after Bristle, but I will do what the group wants to do.
I mean, we have this cub here. I don't know that we need to get into a big fight while we're protecting this cub. I mean, I guess we could go see if just yell up to them and be like, hey, those are actually ours. Could you give them back? But I feel like probably not.
Can you all make a perception check?
13.
9.
17.
So, Vomer, you notice that strangely among the goblins, there's a kenku, and she appears to be pointing down. And when one of the moorbounders gets up top, she's sort of petting it and calming it.
I mean, Bristle will have a good life, it looks like. Very caring Kenku. I guess I've needed to lose a few scales so I can walk more.
Let's go yell up and say, hey, those are moorbounders. And just see what happens.
Okay.
Because if you're just gonna cry the whole time, there's no point in us just walking away.
Thank you.
All right.
So I guess when we get close enough to get their attention, Nulka kind of waves her arm and is like, "Hey, up there!"
Vomer casts shoots a mage hand and is waving in their face. Hey, Hey,
Do any of
that's
you,
my friend.
Do any of you speak Goblin?
No, thieves can't.
Thieves,
Do any
helpful,
of
probably.
those goblins speak?
Thieves can't. What do you want to try to relay with Thieves can't?
Like a, hey there, what you doing with those moorbounders that are ours? Actually, like, our very good friends. Like, we just are so attached to our moorbounders. If you could just please, we just love them a lot, and you're breaking our hearts that you took them.
You see one of the bigger goblins peer down and speaks back to you. Says, "This here's hairless gang property now. Finders keepers."
Okay, but I mean, you only got them because your horizon back toward us scared them into running away, and then for some reason they ran toward the noise instead of away from it. We don't have to get into that part of it, but just if you could just give us back our moorbounders, that would be greatly appreciated.
Vomer adds, yes, as you can see, my friend Bristle, on their tusks, they have the same gold paint as my scales. It is a friendship tattoo. Also, if that does not sway you, I see your eyes rolling around. Maybe we get on even footing and each have a piece of meat in our hands and see who Bristle comes to, huh?
The boss says, "Should have tied down your property. It's ours now."
Property? Oh,
Listen, this could take no time at all, or this could take a very long time, as we take care of everyone here. So why don't we just... Anaglaze is smiling, but there is a very intimidating look in her eye.
Is she trying to intimidate the boss?
She truly is trying to intimidate the boss, yes.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
And the cub is watching all of this with wide eyes.
That is a math 22.
Yeah.
The goblin boss kind of like staggers back and says, "Look, we don't want to fight here, but this is our property. If you want to barter with us, you can barter with us." Actually, you know what? Sorry, I need to go back there because you have to make it with disadvantage because you don't speak their language.
I do speak Thieves' Cant. Could I have
yes,
intimidated
yeah,
in
absolutely,
Thieves' Cant?
yeah.
Lovely.
Okay.
Great.
So the goblin boss sort of puts his hands up and says, "If you want to barter for the moorbounders, we will allow you to barter. We stopped to hunt. If you can, we saw a large lizard."
Which one? Vomer sort of points at herself and Nolka.
No, food lizard.
Food lizard? These guys are disgusting.
Hey, Nolka? That food you grabbed, maybe put that up for sale, maybe?
Vomer's still gonna lean over and quietly talk to everyone. You know, I think if we do my plan, sometimes the moorbounders get confused after, because, you know, Bristle has bonded to me. And if someone else tries to bond with him, it's possible they get eaten. It's a common moorbounder thing. And then we scare them poopless. And they let all the moorbounders go. Or we can try the food barter. Yes.
Hey, Volmer, really great plan, and definitely a good backup, I think, but Just
Clearly, I know more about moorbounders. I named mine. So,
I named mine.
what is yours called?
Connie, thanks for asking.
Yes, I'm good. It's a good gap of time when you said you had a name.
That was like 2 seconds.
She's a turtle. Give her a break.
Not all turtles are slow. Oh, we'll get Connie, Bristle, and no name back. Don't worry.
So you're gonna barter the food that you took from the wagon?
I mean, 1 in, 1 out. If that's gonna do it for him, I feel like that's probably the easiest thing.
All right. Make a
Food suasion?
persuasion. Yes, persuasion check, please.
21.
They are very interested in the food that you're exchanging, and
Very fresh. It's so fresh. I could smell it from feet away. Mm.
That sounds like not fresh.
This is Anna Glaze selling it.
so they willingly return your moorbounders. The Kenku is assisting them again to make sure that the moorbounders are set down safely, and she comes down to greet all of you. She has a bandolier across her chest, and it's covered in these little metallic figurines.
The cub is kind of fascinated by the Kenku, and after staring at her for a minute, is it a her?
Yes.
After staring at her for a moment, the cub's going to cast a flock of familiars, and 3 seagulls are going to start circling around and landing near the Kenku's feet.
This is the cutest friend.
The Kenku smiles down at the seagulls, and the goblin boss has come down as well, and just to make sure that the exchange is made, and the Kenku pulls from her bandolier a compass and points at it and tilts her head.
The cub tilts her head.
We're, I guess, headed.
The goblin boss says, "Wait for the bell," and then the Kenku makes the noise of a bell chiming. Now you can speak.
Oh.
I hate this. We don't want to speak now. You ruined it. You ruined conversation for everyone. Is that fun for you?
The seagulls start screeching.
What is the Hairless Gang's whole deal here? What y'all up to?
Are you trying to join? Like what? Okay. We had a
No,
good
I'm
thing
trying
going.
to figure out if this is if they're being friendly or if they're trying to figure out where we're going so they can follow us and just like steal the moorbounders back.
The Kenku is kind of feeling around on her bandolier to find another object, and the goblin boss says, "No, she's not part of our gang. She bought passage. You want to buy passage?"
I mean,
after you just stole our moorbounders, what a tempting offer.
Where are you going?
The Kenku, she holds up. It's a little figurine that looks like an island with a palm tree on it.
Vacation. interesting.
And then she pulls out what looks like a tiny little moorbounder, and then she sort of like plays with it on the island.
I think she wants us to go on vacation with our moorbounders, and I'm down. Honestly, it's been a long year.
The goblin boss
Anyone?
says she's a rancher, moorbounder rancher.
Or that. Yep. Anyone else interested in this line of questioning?
Vomer's still just petting Bristle and feeding them jerky. Which direction are you going in, though? You said this imagery is not helpful.
The Kenku points, and she points south, and then when she's done, she makes the bell chiming noise again.
The seagulls take off.
Is that the direction we need south to go back to Douglas?
Cat?
Yeah, sorry. I meant to say that in Jen's voice.
Where are you heading? Where do you think you're heading back?
Back to Doggeth.
Oh, that's back west.
West. So we don't need them, right? Unless you think you've earned.
Do you think you've earned a vacation, Anagles?
You know I do. Again, that wound was very infected, and I was the one who had to clean it out. If you can remember from a couple trips ago. Anyways,
yes, that quite the smell.
like that food, actually. Oh, interesting. Do we know where the cub is from or wants to go? Can we show the cub a map?
You probably have a map, I would say.
Is this a catographer?
Ha!
Show's over.
After all this time, it's a shame that now we just have to throw the whole gen out. Start again.
Oh my goodness. You can show a map to the cub. So the cub looks over at the map, and she doesn't actually know where she is or where she's from.
Oh, she just looks at the paper and kind of bats at the edges.
Oh, well, that's
From
really
the unmapped
adorable.
area of the world.
Yeah, it's really cute, but not helpful.
I mean, I think the plan is just to take her to Doggeth and figure it out from there.
Sounds good.
So you're going to head back west. And so the goblin and the Kenku, they head back up on the horizon back. And
Ooh, should we ask them about the Spider Queen at all?
Yes, wait, come back.
they're about to go up, and then they turn back around.
Sorry, we had more meat for you.
I really wanted to hear that bell ding one more time.
The bell chimes.
Yes, thank you. Oh,
Wait, doesn't that mean it's there? Oh, it is our turn again.
yes.
2 in a row. So nice. What do you know about the Spider Queen? Have you heard of such a wonderful, Vomer tries to read their eyes, and terribly powerful woman, person thing?
The goblin boss just glances around. You in trouble with the Spider Queen? That's not. Maybe we don't need to get involved in whatever your business is. And he's trying to scramble up the rope. And
We're not in trouble with the Spider Queen. We don't even know anything about her. We are just trying to figure out. We heard a story about her, and we're just interested to learn more.
yeah, the goblin is up the rope. The Kenku though she pulls out a spider, and then she pulls out a figure that looks like an elf, and she tilts her head and chimes the bell.
Wait,
Cool.
chimes the bell, so we get to talk again?
Yeah.
Sorry, we keep
the bell
talking, so it's
chimes
okay.
us.
No, we just we heard rumors at the local rest stop. We read something on the wall. It said, "For a good time, chime the Spider Queen," and we don't know what that means. Any of it, honestly.
The Kenku takes the spider and basically it motions for it to like attack the elf, and then she takes out another figure and she attacks with the spider, and she just keeps attacking all these other little figurines.
Okay, so not a good time. Oh, sorry, I said that before the chime. Keep going.
She chimes.
This
chimes
is us
her
being
bell.
silent.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Okay, so bad times then is what it seems like. Whoever wrote that on the wall was trying to pull one over on us.
Sneaky person, yes.
She also takes the spider, puts it on the compass, and then points west.
Perfect.
Oh, lovely.
That's what I was afraid of, but
Then she pulls up the island.
we could go to a Moorbounder farm.
What?
Still an
Kat,
option.
What do we know about Daga? Like, how long have we been working for this bugbear?
That's up to you. Like each of you could have worked, how long do you think you each worked for Dogas?
Enough to trust him implicitly.
Enough to trust him, but not implicitly.
Good.
I mean, I'm just wondering, like, yeah, like, I guess if it seems like he's been giving us jobs to, like, steal from the Dwendalian Empire to feed people who need it and to give back to people who need it, Milka probably would have been working for him for quite a while. But I just want to make sure that is, like, in that time, she sort of, like, put out feelers to make sure that this guy is on the level and not going to betray them.
He is he is the leader of a criminal cartel. The goal is to feed the people in the pits where you all live. He hasn't done anything that has betrayed your trust at this point.
During this conversation, the cub has climbed down Nolka's cloak and is practicing pouncing in the grass.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Volmer opens up her cloak at the left hip, and you see a little hourglass, but the sand is constantly moving up and down, and she opens the top, and a glowing snake twists its way down her leg and goes to play with the cub.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Kronos, be careful.
Bounce.
What does the cub do with the snake?
Well, at first she does the head tilt again, and then does the little crouch and the pounce, and they keep playing.
Is she trying to capture the snake?
Yes.
All right. I want you to make a dexterity check, and I will.
Yes.
And I will do dexterity for the snake as well. Or actually, Jen, do you want to do that for your snake?
Yes. Or yes, sorry.
Vomer.
17.
Ooh. So Kronos got an 8.
So the cub captures the snake.
Just careful. That's my familiar.
What would you like to do with it now that you've captured it?
The cub puts it in her mouth, and it's kind of hanging. Tail's kind of waggling around out of her mouth.
Vomer, what would you like to do?
Oh, so cute. She be like I said, be careful. Like Bomer's already had like one animal friend get taken away. So she casts Mage Hand that kind of just like gently opens up the cub's mouth so that Kronos can slither back out, and then he just sort of like takes a little coiled up spot on top of the cub's head.
Nice.
He's poisonous. He won't hurt you.
All right. What do you want to do for your next step here?
Oh, I thought we were just gonna role play till the end.
So I guess we have to decide if we want to go to this island or go back to Daga.
Kenku's pretty interesting.
Anaglaze is pretty trusting of Dagoth, so that's Anaglaze's choice. Westward.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
And the cub couldn't break a tie with our 3 people. Never mind.
But you're in agreement to go then?
Oh wait, did you both want to go south to the island?
No, I have no preference. I don't know what would be best here. Dagoth, all Dagoth told us is that this was another supply caravan to be raided, so I have no idea if he knew that there was a cub inside. But I feel like, our choices now are to either take this cub and raise it and hide from everyone. Yes.
Whoa.
Or go back to Dagoth and figure out our next steps from there. I mean, what I mean by that is I don't feel comfortable just abandoning this cub somewhere. It's like if we decide not to go to Dagoth, what we're saying is that we are going to care for this cub until she's old enough to care for herself, or try to find out where she came from, but without, I don't know, infiltrating the Dwendalian Empire. I don't know how we would do that.
Well, maybe Dagoth did know what we were getting ourselves into, and maybe he has more information.
Right, exactly. So I feel like I agree that I think Dagoth is a good choice. I don't know that I'm ready for the responsibility of just having this cub forever.
Okay, you don't want to raise a kid with me. I get it. No, I think you're right. Because we could also, press the scale to Dagoth and be like, "Hey, did you get bad information, or were you lying?" So, or maybe he thought this would be fun for us. A bonding experience. Does that
I
seem
actually
like
feel plenty bonded to the both of you.
Why
don't need any more of that.
What is this tone?
This is my friendly tone. You know that.
Oh boy, when you have to say it, right? All right, let's go to. We're good. Let's go. Let's march west.
All right. So the Kenku sort of waves, goes up the rope, and you hear a bell chime again, and the horizon-back tortoise rises up and starts lumbering southward. You can take your moorbounders and ride them back to the city. How do you plan on getting back into the city? The sphere is still following you.
And is it making a noise, or it depends on what? Like, it's on the grass, it's soft, but like on city paved or type roads would be like pretty loud.
Probably because it's got these sword legs basically that kind of clatter.
Is it like a spider?
Yeah,
like, not quite. It's the legs sort of like just roll forward.
So it's more like an insect. It's only got 6 instead of 8.
I mean, it does. The legs do look a little bit like they're insectoid, but they're made out of swords.
Can we investigate the orb quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I would like a new sword if that's possible.
Make a history check.
Or this is the cub's
19.
This is the cub's inheritance, man.
Anaglaze, you know that this is it's a very small gearkeeper construct. It's this rolling, deadly clockwork automaton. And they were originally made to be sentries and guardians in vaults. Usually they're much, much larger than this one.
And you said deadly, right? That was the word you said?
Yes. For whatever reason, this one has been constructed in a different way.
I see.
Usually they're killing machines. And this one seems to have, it's like fitted out with a crib on the inside.
So if we, knowing that that's what it is, if we tried to take it, just like walk into a city, probably people would take notice of that.
Yes.
Is there like a reset button on the bottom or something? Vomer's like looking at like, do we see any like carvings or any words?
Yeah, or can we like tinker with it or something?
You can attempt to tinker with it. What would you like to do?
Well, I do have some glass blowers tools. Actually, I do also have these tools. Just to try to kind of like undo it, undone it, get some of those swords off. All
right. So as you're doing that, the cub, how are you feeling about this? What are you going to do about this?
The cub is watching, but you can see that her tail under her robe is starting to go back and forth, kind of just waiting to see what happens next.
Oh, Anaglaze, I forgot. I have some tools as well.
All right. If you want to make some dexterity checks here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be good.
Ooh,
19.
Finally, when it matters, a nat 20.
All right. So you could probably pry off a sword leg if you wanted to, each of you.
I mean, sure. Why not?
And we can try to attempt to put it back on as well, right? I want to see how this thing works.
Yeah.
I normally do this with bones.
You rolled it. You rolled high enough that you could take it off and then put it back on.
Okay. And it still works?
But that's it. That's all we can really.
You're not really like everything else is it's metal plates. I mean, if you wanted to take it apart for parts, with your rolls, you could probably do that.
What if we kept it in check? Not in check. What if we strapped it to our back so it didn't make a lot of noise?
I mean, the other option is we try to disguise it.
Oh, yes. Did you bring paint?
Well, I have this, and Milko takes off her cloak and sort of like just sets it over top of the construct, but sort of like shaking it out as she does, and it turns sort of like black and fuzzy, almost like the Moorbounders.
Excellent.
Good idea.
So, but I mean, like now, I will say it just looks like a big, round, black fuzzy thing.
Still an improvement.
So, I mean...
Oh, God.
I mean, if we can figure out, how to... If we can make something work with this, we can try to, like, just disguise it and take it into the city with us.
Yes. This sounds good. It also looks more like a spider now. I feel like everyone must know, right? It's become more terrifying.
All right. So you have this gearkeeper construct that looks very black and fuzzy right now, and you're heading back into the city. How is the cub being transported?
Nolka would have like reached back down to try to carry her again, to like offer her arms to see if the cub was into that.
The cub climbs back up.
When we start to before we get to the city, we don't live somewhere where there like are no tabaxi, right? Like we saw the cub and we're like, oh, that's a tabaxi. We're familiar with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if we just take a tabaxi cub into the city, no one is going to be like, hey now, you're up to something.
Yeah, it's you're living in an area where beast folk are very common.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I guess we won't necessarily try to like hide her. But Nulka will definitely like try to hold her in a way that like no one immediately sees her.
Yeah, and Kelly, you described what you look like, but were you wearing like, I don't know, like a sash of some kind or like a gold medallion around your neck or anything that's going to be like, it's the princess or something? Like,
It's like a tattered brown cloak. That's what I heard. So yeah. Super conspicuous.
All right, so you're just gonna head into the city, holding the cub, but not quite hiding her. And then you've got the construct hidden in the cloak. All right. Can you all make a perception check?
17.
16.
16 for me too.
Dang.
Okay.
Why can't we always roll like this?
Also,
about that.
should the cub be rolling too?
Yes, let's get the cub to roll as well.
Okay. Oh, 7.
The cub is too enchanted by the city here. So you make your way back into Azarius, and it's on this cracked hillside, and there are like spears of rock growing out of the area as what you know is like a military fortification, and when you pass through the gates, you are in a sprawling city. It's cluttered with mud huts and lots of rough-looking homesteads. People around here are from mostly from the Kryn dynasty, so the Dark Elves. But you also see goblinoids and beast folk, and you are heading down into the section of town that's called the Pits, and it is the poorest area of town. And you are moving along, and everyone except the cub, you notice that there are some dark elves following you.
I think we have friends.
Hello?
I haven't
Who am I
heard
talking
that
to?
in a long time.
Okay.
Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Vomer would like to sort of bend over and pretend to tie a boot.
Okay.
And then let Kronos crawl into the cracks of the wall next to them, and then starts walking again, see if he can pick up anything if they're saying anything as they move.
And the cub's ears pick up when she sees Kronos again.
So Kronos slithers away, and the elves that are following you are spread out, and so they're not speaking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That is good job, Kronos. I learned a lot.
Is Kronos able to relay other information, like what they look like and things like that?
I think I can. Can I see through his eyes?
I think usually with a familiar you can.
Yeah, and then I just can't do anything while that's happening. So
Yeah. All right. If you do that, you see that they're armed. They have daggers and crossbows and lances on them.
it's a lot of.
They've got the full armory.
That's terrible. Do they have any insignia or marking? Are they wearing any special, Are they wearing that terrifying clicking armor? The Crix armor from, that the Dynasty sometimes has?
No, they're not.
Chitin
They
and stuff?
seem like they're, as much as they're carrying the weapons, they seem like they're dressed in, like, civilian clothes. Like, they're trying to blend in. They've got cloaks over whatever it is that they might have underneath.
Okay. Vomer goes back to her own head.
Okay, so I think they're undercover mercenaries. They're trying to play it cool. But one of them looked like they didn't understand the fashion. You know, like they were trying too hard, too many patterns.
Were you getting a good guy vibe or a bad guy
Getting
vibe?
a heavily armored vibe, so is it like a Girl Scout thing, like always be prepared, or like be prepared to like eviscerate, you know?
How far behind us are they?
They started off at a far distance. You think it was about 60 feet, and then they noticed you, and they're closing in probably closer to 30 feet now.
Are we at all close to where we were trying to, like, how...
Yeah,
we're trying to go.
You're
Are we
heading
close
to your cartel headquarters,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very close at this point.
We can do the 1, 2, 3 run maneuver.
Oh, I love that one. It's a good cardio.
We could also... So yes, let's do that. And I will try to do something to distract them.
Oh.
So as we get ready to run, Nulka is going to, again, like cross her arms and push forward and create another echo of herself. But this one it appears 15 feet away from her, so like between them and the people following behind them.
Okay.
And that echo is immediately just going to... What do the streets look like? Is it like paved streets?
You're in an area where it's not. It's very mucky.
Mucky. Any sort of like things around that the echo could just like hit to like block this alleyway or whatever?
There's probably like ragged cloths and things like that, laundry hanging out, that sort of thing.
Nulka, if you want to tag team this, I have oil of slipperiness, and we could get them to go in a different direction and also a greasy direction. We've never done this playbook before, but I just thought.
I really like it. Yeah. Do you want to like toss that to my echo?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. The Anaglaze will hand over the oil to the echo.
All right. So the echo has grease or oil in its hand now, and what is going to happen here?
So really, like, we need to start running, and then it needs to happen fast, because like as soon as this thing is 30 feet from me, it disappears.
Right.
So I guess she's just going to like throw the oil on them. What does oil of slipperiness do?
So that's not the best idea.
Okay.
You can throw it on the ground, and then it like basically acts like a grease spell in that area, like 10 foot square. So it should be like slippery.
Okay.
For 8 hours.
And I'm sorry, how many of them were there, Kat?
There was 3 of them,
Okay,
and it is narrow enough that you would cover the entire street there.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that is what my echo will do, is just like dump the potion right there in the street and like as close to them as the echo can get while we turn and run away.
All right.
Could Vomer do something too?
Yeah.
Vomer lifts up the left hand again, and as the cloak peels away, you see numbers and months and dates carved into her scales. And she sends out a spectral gold square that turns into a cube, and then it hops on top of the first person in the alleyway that's running after, or about to run after them. And They must make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. That is an 13.
Oh, my spell save DC is 13, so Ty goes to...
I'm going to say you.
Yes. And she goes...
Go ahead. Be fragile. Know that you will soon turn into dust.
And she casts momentary stasis on them, and they are now encased in this field of energy. Probably until we're about 60 feet away.
Okay.
So
they're stopped, and then when they get unstopped, they will be slippery.
Slip.
Yep, it's gonna be like a good old-fashioned cartoon.
Very good.
All right, so what do the other two have to do? They have to make a save?
It's only one. It's only one creature.
For the grease,
Okay.
sorry. It just becomes a difficult terrain.
Yeah, I think that.
All right, so they are slipping through the grease, trying to steady themselves with their lances, and one of them is completely frozen in time. And you, I'm assuming you're all taking a dash action.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I think combined with all the things that have happened here, you're able to run, take off, and make it to your cartel headquarters. All right, so you arrive in, it's probably one of the bigger dwellings in the pits. It's still just a large mud hut. And in it, you find Doggeth, your cartel leader.
Sorry, so before we go in, actually, Nulka would have wanted to make sure that the cub was somewhat hidden this time.
Okay. How do you want to do that?
Since her cloak is still on the construct, I guess just like putting the cub kind of behind Nulka's neck so that she's sort of hidden by her shield and her shell.
Okay.
But also like high up so that she can like get to her very easily.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like Nulka's wearing a weird scarf.
Okay. I think the cub needs to make a stealth check.
Okay. 19.
All right. So you enter, and it doesn't appear that Doggeth notices anything different. He's probably too distracted by the fact that you're not wearing your cloak.
Doggett has an eye for these things. Fashion.
Well, you came back empty-handed?
Well,
Do you want to hear the long story, short story?
Oh, there's
we had
snacks.
We had some stinky food. Then we lost the Moorbounders, and then we had to give the stinky food for the Moorbounders. So, yeah. What, were you expecting anything more than that?
I was expecting you to fulfill a job.
Yeah, we found stinky food. I don't know what to tell you.
I will say they did not seem like merchants.
No, I told you they were spies. That's why we raided them.
Yes, but did you send out like another party maybe at the same time in case we couldn't do the job?
He shakes his head. What are you talking about?
Does Vomer, Vomer trusts him, but can she like do like a little
Insight check?
sure. Let's use my highest stats. Oh, good. Why did I say that? 12.
Doggeth, you see that he's uneasy at this point.
What were you hoping for us to find? Just like the usual supplies or anything special? Anything living?
He
Anything
squints his
dead?
eyes
That's
at
what
you.
food.
When you say living, he says, What do you mean?
You know, like when you want something dead or alive and you don't care how you get it.
Did you find something you weren't expecting?
Okay, let's stop doing this. Just tell us exactly what you thought was going to be in this caravan.
He looks around. Look. The children of Malice, we struck a bargain. They're going to provide for the pits in a way that the others haven't. We need what was on that caravan to make it happen.
So you're going to give what was on the caravan to the children of Malice.
That was the deal.
What do they plan to do with it?
Beyond me, I don't even care. I'm just looking out after all of our people here. That's what we're all in this for, right? The people of the pits have suffered for too long.
Have you made deals with the Children of Malice before? They're not known for, having alliances. They're not known for, being helpful. It's kind of like their thing.
It's kind of in their name.
We're desperate. The war has had a significant impact on supplies, coming into us in particular. We're always the last. We're always the last mouths to be fed. You know this. You grew up here. You know how hard it is to just eke out scraps.
So what's the deal then?
Hand over whatever was in that caravan, whatever it is that they were looking for, and we get to feast for the first time.
Yeah, it'd be so much easier if that thing was ugly.
They didn't tell you.
Anaglae says to herself.
They didn't tell you what was in the caravan, like what it was that they were looking for?
Some weapon. We don't need weapons, we need food.
I mean, oof.
It wasn't a weapon.
What was it?
We all... Vomer looks over at Nolka and Anaglaze.
Nolka, tries to call his attention to the construct that's covered in her cloak. Were we able to, close the crib part?
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
Okay, so right now it just looks like the construct on its own.
Yeah.
So Nolka will sort of lift her cloak a little bit so that he can see part of it and say it's not what you think it is. There's a cub inside.
A cub, like a little animal? What?
Like a tabaxi cub.
You must have raided the wrong caravan.
There was only the one caravan.
I mean, the tabaxi cub that was kept in a gear keeper, it was important.
A fancy gilded cage of some kind.
Where is this cub?
There's this thing is outfitted with a crib to keep it safe.
So it's in there. Okay. They told me it was real powerful. I hope you didn't open that. It's dangerous and all we need to do is turn that over.
You're talking about a cub.
Yes, it's a life. You can't do that. That's sort of...
One life for how many? How many of your friends died from malnourishment?
But they wouldn't want this. This isn't a good trade.
You don't understand. The Children of Malice, they've been looking for this for a real long time. It took all of my resources to find it, and they're not going to stop tracking this thing.
So,
You get that? Like,
if we leave now and take the cub with us, what will you do?
What kind of head start will you give us for old time's sake?
he shakes his head and says, I'm real sorry about this. And I need you all to roll for initiative.
Would it be possible, as soon as he shakes his head, for Nalka to act, to like realize what that means and take an action?
I think that it is going to happen real fast, so I can,
Okay, that's fair.
I can. Yeah, I think it just happens too fast because when he says it, that's like the key word, and
A 9 for me.
22 for Vomer.
16 for Anaglaze.
5 for the cub.
oh, okay, all right. When after Dogus says those words, the front door, which is just a curtain, sort of opens up. So there are 3 of those figures that you saw before, those elven figures. They walk in and they throw back their cloaks and have half-plate armor on. And they say, you're going to want to give it up. And Vomer, it is your turn.
Vomer says, Brutus, Lily, Dan, Sheila, Inage, Ayo, it's so good to see you. We're not going to. And she pulls out a little, it looks like a little spell book, but it's got a bunch of weird squares in it with like things written in each square.
Okay.
They're like little X's through the top line, and halfway through the second line there's she flips around, she's like, yes, this is not going to be good for any of you. And she reaches out to Nulka, and a bunch of numbers start to swirl around her feet. And she casts Long Strider, so her speed increases for 10 feet. Increases by 10 feet for an hour. She goes, you can get out of here fast.
All right. Do you have?
If you want, you don't have to. Sorry.
Do you have a bonus action?
I do not.
Okay. Anaglaze, it is now your turn.
Okay. Anaglaze is going to stop messing around this time. She's got a real soft spot for adorable tabaxi cubs. And is going to attack one of them. I don't know. The one that Vomer sounded less enthused to see.
Sheila.
Sheila, there we go. And she'll attack with her rapier.
All right.
16 to hit.
You actually miss as the dark elf dodges out of the way. Do you have a bonus action?
Yikes. Not one that makes sense.
I have a reaction though that I could use.
Please.
Okay.
If I may, and Vomer lifts up the left hand, and some numbers come swirling out of her black cloak arm, and the time, excuse me, a bunch of the numbers swirl around Anaglaze, and she can now re-roll.
Oh, cool.
Shifted back 30 seconds-ish, sort of. So
6 seconds.
6 seconds. Sorry, yeah.
6 seconds. Oh. Let's try that again.
But you look older. No.
Yeah. Hopefully I still have my swing, and she's gonna reach out again with the rapier. Nope. Oh wait, actually. Yeah, nope. I have math 13.
No, unfortunately not. So Vomer, you basically see a repeat.
Oh no, deja vu. Nolka was talking about this.
Nolka, what would you like to do?
So these three figures are between us and the door, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There are windows in this little hut, though.
Nolka is first going to look to her companions and say, because Vomer cast Longstrider on her, I am going to get the cub out of here, and I will try to come back and help. But I'm not abandoning you, hopefully. And she's going to look at the window behind her, I guess, and cast her echo out there.
Okay.
And then I can teleport, magically swapping places with my echo.
Cool.
So I'm going to do that, it doesn't say that I can't take things with me. I assume I'm not, like, teleporting naked, so that means I can, like, take the stuff that I'm carrying.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, like, swap places with my echo, basically, on the outside.
Excellent.
So on the next turn, my echo will still be able to attack for me, as long as I'm close enough, but Nolka is then going to use... Although that is my action and bonus action to do just that.
Okay.
So on the next turn, I'm going to try to run away while my echo attacks.
All right. So you've taken the cub with you. So what is the cub doing at this point?
At this point, the cub is, looking around, is pretty visible. And,
You can peer into the window, and if there's something that you want to do inside the hut, you're able to do it just as Nolka gets you out the window.
No, I'm going to hold my action.
Okay.
And I will say, sorry, quick retcon, because they wouldn't have seen the cub around her neck yet. She also would have, like, grabbed for the construct to teleport it with them.
You would have... Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
I guess I don't know for sure that I can just, like, take stuff with me.
I think with the construct, the only thing is... No, you are teleporting. You're not actually, like, physically hoisting it out the window, right?
Right. I'm just, like, magically swapping places with the echo outside.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can take the construct with you then.
Okay.
All right. So then it is... It's the Dark Elves' turn. They look amongst each other, and because of what Nolka said, they're aware that the cub is somewhere there, on there, so on Nolka, so they're going to attack the Echo. First attack was only a 6. Second, a 6. Third is 13. That doesn't hit, right?
Nope.
All right, so they were all confused, and they're just like, they're just like stormtroopers, and they all missed. All right, Vomer, it's your turn.
Vomer's not here to play.
Yeah, she goes, sorry, friends.
Except for you, Sheila.
Sheila's the worst, apparently.
You ate all my food out of the cold box.
And she pulls out her she does a little cute unzipping motion on her mouth and opens up her teeth, which they can see are also painted with the numbers, and a stream of acid pours out onto them. She casts her breath weapon.
Nice.
And they make a dex saving throw.
All right. First one is a 7. Second is a 6. Third is a 21.
Okay, well, that person only takes half damage.
All right.
First two take 8, and the second one takes 4. Or the third, sorry. First two take 8, the last one takes 4 damage. Acid damage.
Oh, Sheila, your hair, I know you just got it done.
They're covered in this acid on their half plate, and it's just dripping off right now. Anna Glaze, what would you like to do?
Some more deja vu, perhaps? Anyone? Anyone?
I mean, it's a reaction. I thought you wanted to do
No, I'm just
something. I
saying
can't just...
we can try this again. And one more time. Yeah, rapier to Sheila.
All right.
I hardly knew you, Sheila, honestly. This is kind of... Sorry, it probably feels aggressive for you, and I'm sorry about that. Although this time...
We could go for Ao instead, one of the men.
No, it's Sheila. I'm committed, and that's a 22 to hit.
Oh, yes,
Whoa.
that definitely hits.
Haha! Man, I have not gotten to roll damage. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay. Whoa. So that is 9
All right.
damage and piercing damage, and then also... I'll use my insightful fighting bonus action.
Okay.
So basically I make an insight check against Sheila, who's going to do a deception check.
Okay.
And if I succeed, I get to use my sneak attack. Just basically extra damage.
So she got a 9 on deception.
15.
All right.
Aha. Lovely. And so basically I can just deal an extra 3d6.
Ooh.
So it's 10 more damage.
All right.
Since the cub was holding, can she use an action right now, or do I need to wait to her turn?
Yeah, you can jump in whenever. Did you want to jump in right after Anna Glaze then?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So Sheila takes much more damage than she initially thought, and she's holding a wound that you got like underneath her half plate. And now we're gonna get the cub back in here.
Okay, so seeing the group attack Nolka, the cub suddenly gets very protective, and the cub is going to cast Event Horizon, which is an action. So whenever a creature hostile to the cub starts its turn, it has to make a strength saving throw, and if it's successful, they take damage and their speed is reduced to 0.
All right. So when they start their turn next, we will engage that. Nolka, it is now your turn. So you've run far enough away that I think your echo has disappeared in there.
So Nolka would have tried to run in a direction so they wouldn't be able to see where she was going, since they would only be able to see her out the window.
Yeah.
And she would have instead tried to climb up to the top of the building.
Oh, okay.
Specifically so that the echo doesn't disappear.
Okay. All right. So it's still standing. You're on top of the building. I think I'll just need you to make a dexterity save for climbing on top of the building.
14?
Yeah, you're able to climb up there, and so you're safely up top there with the cub nestled on your neck. You can tell she's a little bit angry. You can see there's like a little furrowed brow on her.
Aw.
Is there anything you want to do from up here?
I think I can only use my echo to attack as an action, not a bonus action.
Okay.
So mostly just like get up there and try to hide, and hope that like the people downstairs don't know that I have to be within 30 feet for my echo to maintain form.
All right.
But yeah, just try to hide the cub and keep herself hidden. Maybe at this point, if the construct followed us to the roof, she might try to like put the cub back in it and then cover the entire thing with her cloak.
The construct would have been... I think you need to do a strength check to bring that up with you.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it's very heavy.
16.
You struggle with it, but you manage to bring it up to the roof, and so you're able to do what you just said.
Okay.
All right, and that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right, so the Dark Elves are going to continue attacking. 2 of them are going to attack the Nolka's Echo, and Sheila is turning her attention to Anaglaze now. So Anaglaze will go first. That was only a 10. Another 10 to miss. And then a 14 that misses as well.
That misses.
All right, so again, pew pew pew. Vomer, it's your turn.
Vomer wants to reach out and touch Sheila's face. No, with the left arm, Vomer points at the 2 that are fighting Nolka and goes, "What is that? Is it the time to wake up?" And a sudden, like, beep, 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 terrible noise, sort of like an alarm clock on another plane, starts going off. And the 2 of them must make a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
Take this thunderous damage. And I don't know what that'll do to your Echo Knight, though, Jess. I'm sorry.
First one got a 19,
Well, good for them.
and then the other one got a 4.
Ah, the other one hit the snooze button.
Okay. So the second one is taking 12 thunder damage, and the first one's taking 6. They take half.
And that was... You said the Echo was in range as well and needs to make the same save?
I'm not sure. Is that something that would... I don't know what Echo Knights... like, do they take on damage the way...
Yeah.
Regular? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Constitution saving throw.
Was it a Constitution save?
Yes.
17.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Just 6.
6 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, the Echo dissolves.
No! Oh, sorry.
Yeah, at this point, the Dark Elves are obviously realize what's going on. Anaglaze, what would you like to do?
I'm not going to attack my friends, that's for sure. Just kidding, Jen.
Come at me, coward. No. Do what you must to save the cub.
I mean, there can't be much left here. This is a lot of
She's a
damage.
huge ego.
Rapier again, and Anaglaze will say, "Actually, Sheila, we're kind of getting to know each other in this moment. You know, it's just we're actually spending a lot of time together. This is interesting." 17 to hit.
That hits.
6 piercing damage.
All right, you get her under the plate mail again. So the cub, you are up top now with Nolka. What are you doing?
The cub can tell that they're trying to hide, so just for her turn, she's going to cast Death Ward on Nolka.
Nice. All right, Nolka, it is your turn. You're aware that your echo is no longer there, right?
Yes. And I guess because of that, all she can really do is try to cast another echo. Because she doesn't want to leave the cub up here alone right now.
Yeah.
So she'll start by just casting another echo down on the ground, because it has to be within sight.
Uh-huh.
And then it'll just start trying to walk into the building, I guess from behind, like from the front entrance, so it'll kind of split the attention of the attackers.
All right.
She'll come up behind them.
I mean, this cub seems pretty capable. I feel like you could just both come down.
That's true.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Wants to keep it safe, but it does seem like this guy could be very useful in this fight.
All right, so your echo walks into the building again.
Yes.
All right. At this point, the dark elves, they're confused. They see the echo come back in, and then they're actually going to try pushing past. So you, let's see.
Just as a reminder that Event Horizon, on their turn, they need to roll a saving throw.
Oh, right. Thank you. All right. What's the save?
17.
For which skill?
Was it a strength saving throw?
Yes, you're right. Oh my gosh, yes.
All right.
The creature must make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Yes.
So first one only got a 5. Second one got a 12. Third one got a 4.
Okay, so they all have speed reduced to 0, and they take 2d10 force damage.
All right. Do you want to roll that?
Sure. That is 8.
All right. So they all just collapse in a heap then. And what we could fall out. How long does that last?
Just 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. So you all have 1 minute to decide what you're going to do next. Are you going to remain in combat or are you going to leave?
Leave, I think.
Yes, let's go.
All right. So you have a 1 minute lead. What are you doing? Doggess actually says to you, if you're going to keep fighting for this thing, all I have to say is they're not going to stop looking. You have to find somewhere that they can't find you. Somewhere far.
Nulka will teleport back with the cub in the cradle. So that when he says that, she's going to look inside and say like, hey, appreciate it. Now we got to knock you out so it doesn't look like you were helping us.
Yes, and we're going to take your ID so it's painful as well.
He nods and just shrugs. Who wants to do the honor?
Oh, we all do. Right? we like pull back and all 3 little fists come at him. Or big fists, but like softly.
What does the cub do?
Just watches.
All right.
We're teaching her violence.
After that, you knock him out and you're going to leave. You can take your more bounders. Where do you want to go?
South?
Yeah, is it too late to catch up with that horizon back tortoise?
Let's do it. Yeah, that Kenku knew what was up.
All right. If that's what you want to do, you can... Yeah, I think I just need you all to make survival checks to track the tortoise. Or whoever wants to track the tortoise.
Oh, not me.
15?
23.
Yeah. So Vomer very easily tracks the tortoise, and you safely get out of town, out of the city. Sorry, and you make your way down south towards. It gets a little greener here in Joros, and you start to see water ahead of you, and eventually you see the horizon-back tortoise parked again. And the Kenku is assisting the goblins. She's got 2 more bounders that are accompanying her, and they wave over at you as they're making their way to a rowboat. And you can see in the lake here that there is a very large keelboat anchored.
Which of us knows how to row?
I'm a sailor.
Oh, geez. What?
Nice.
The whole time?
Where is your hat?
I don't wear one. Yeah. Let's. Can we? We didn't ask your name before. New friend.
The Kenku rings the bell, and the goblin boss says, "It's Belle."
Love it. Belle, can we? Does the offer still stand to go with you to your Moorbounder Ranch Island?
She nods, and she pulls out a little figurine that's a little happy face, and then rings the bell.
Yes, we are also happy about this decision.
So you're able to, you have to take the rope out back and forth a few trips because you've got your whole party with the Moorbounders, the Belle and her Moorbounders, and you make a journey. It takes probably several weeks, but you're on this keel boat, which Belle is happy to have someone help with the sailing of the ship. She does it on shifts between herself and Nolka, and it's not without some challenges. The weather gets rough at some points. There are Sahuagin warlocks that sort of chase after you at some point. But eventually, you arrive at the southwest coastline along the Lucidian Ocean. The Menagerie Coast comes into view. It's this lush tropical area, and you take in these scattered forests and jungles and these rocky seaside cliffs and beaches. And there are trade ships with bright sails that traverse the sea. But Belle navigates the ship south of there, and eventually you arrive on an overgrown island, and she breathes in the humid air, smiling, and offers to send you off onto the island with the Moorbounders. Where do you retire there? What happens?
Anna Glaze is just on an extended vacation. She definitely wants to get back into the thick of the city life and whatnot.
All right, so
but she'll make sure everything is settled and then try to find her way back.
All right, what does Vomer want to do?
Vomer wants to create like a sanctuary for Moorbounders. In addition to the farm, but like ones that are like too old to bound anymore. Okay. So we'll occasionally leave the island to go collect them and pay people a small fee, to take them, and probably adopts out ones that need good homes.
Nice.
And maybe help with the raising of this amazingly strong graviturgical wizard or something.
Yes. Nolka, what would you like to do?
Nolka just wants to lay low for a little while, sort of like Anna Glaze sees this as sort of an extended vacation, before, once the cub is a little bit older, maybe after a year or two, she might start traveling back into more crowded cities and just start putting out feelers to try to figure out where this cub came from, to try to find where she belongs.
All right. And the cub, so you are here living amongst these people who have saved you. You get to grow up with these Moorbounders. Nolka, after about a year, starts leaving for periods of time. What does the cub do when she does this?
The cub gets very lonely when Nolka is gone, and to kind of make herself feel better, she'll call her seagulls to her just to play. But mostly she tries to look around for any other friends she might be able to find. But she's always sad and her tail kind of drags along the ground when she walks around until Nilka comes back.
Does that change your plan, Nilka?
Yeah, Nilka's trips are very short. And if she doesn't, probably after like a couple of years of just trying to like put out feelers, like at no point does Nilka try to make the cub feel like she's trying to get rid of her. She's just trying to make sure that there's not like a family out there still searching for her.
Right. Yeah, and then after a few years, you don't hear of a family searching for her, but you do hear of various factions looking for what you know is the cub. And you can be satisfied in knowing that you are hidden away on this overgrown island, on this ranch, safely bringing up this cub. And that is where we will end this adventure. Hey everyone, it's Kat again. Thanks so much to Wizards of the Coast and Critical Role for allowing us this opportunity to play in this world. We had so much fun. Before we wrap up, let's go around and introduce ourselves. I can start. I'm Kat Kruger. I'm the Dungeon Master here at D20 Dames. I'm also Chief Wordsmith at Steampunk Unicorn Studio, where I write for various entertainment and gaming clients. I'm also the story architect for a new platform coming out called Play Multiverse. You can find me online on social media at Kat Kruger. Let's go with our guest next.
Oh, I'm Kelly Knox. I'm a freelance writer in the Seattle area, and I write for sites like Geek and Sundry and Nerdist, and also for Star Wars, the official website. You can find me mostly on Twitter. My Twitter name is @Kelly_Knox.
Hi, I'm Brittany Leonagay. I play various NPCs on the D20 Dames podcast, where you can find us every other week. I am a product manager for Facebook Gaming by day, and you can find me on the internet in various places as Brittany Lee.
I'm Jess Ross, a writer and editor. I today played Nilka, the Turtle Echo Knight fighter, but I normally play Loraya on D20 Dames. I do lots of stuff. Right now I'm an editor at Wizards of the Coast for D&D, and you can find me online at WriteJessR.
Hi, my name is Jen Vaughn, and today I played Vomer Bones, a chronological wizard, or a wizard of chronology. It's very easy to say. Normally I play Riot on D20 Dames. You can find more of my art and my writing at hauntedvaultstudios.com. And by day, I'm the narrative designer at Very Very Spaceship, a video game company. And there I also have a streaming show every Tuesday where we play different RPGs every month called Jen Vaughn's Big Dungeon Show, because I have a very fragile ego. And you can find me online at thegenya, TheJenya.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate you joining us, Kelly. This was so much fun.
Kelly, you were so great.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
For anyone who'd like to get in touch with us, you can find all our social media links at d20dames.com. Anyway, that's it for now. Until next time, misadventure awaits.